Good morning, everyone. On behalf of NorthernUni, it's my great pleasure to welcome and knowledge sharing in the field of space and technology. We are honored to have from across the region. Today's event marks an important milestone in fostering curiosity, science. Thank you, sir. I warmly welcome Mr. Mahesan, Senior Lecturer, Department of IT, to light the oil lamp. Thank you, sir. I kindly call upon SpaceFest Coordinator, Mr. Sindhujan Raghunathan, to light the oil lamp.
So many people will have the honor of it.
Thank you, sir. I warmly welcome a student participant from schools to light the oil lamp. Thank you. Thank you all. Please be seated. We now invite Professor B. Nimaladasan, Head of Department of Computing and Business, NorthernUni, to deliver the welcome address.
விண்வெளி விஞ்ஞானம், தொழில்நுட்பம், புத்தாக்கம். ஸ்பேஸ் ஃபெஸ்ட் 2025 வருகை தந்திருக்கின்ற அனைத்து பெருமக்களுக்கும் காலை வணக்கத்தை தெரிவித்துக் கொண்டு, இன்று நாம் அனைவரும் ஒரு சாதாரணமான கூட்டமாக அல்லாது சாகசம் துணை பயணிக்கின்ற அறிவு பொருளாதாரத்திலே உலகில் அறிவியல் மாற்றங்கள் இடம்பெற்றுக் கொண்டிருக்கின்றன. அந்த அறிவியலின் கண்டுபிடிப்புகள் மற்றும் விண்வெளி அற்புதங்கள் தொடர்பான பயணமாக இன்று நாங்கள் ஸ்பேஸ் ஃபெஸ்ட் 2025 வைபவ ரீதியாக ஆரம்பித்திருக்கின்றோம். விண்வெளி என்பது எப்பொழுதுமே மனித மனத்திற்கு ஆச்சரியத்தினையும் ஆர்வத்தினையும் ஏற்படுத்தும் ஒரு மாய உலகம். அந்த மாய உலகத்திலே இன்று நாங்கள் செவிமட இருக்கின்ற ஆதார சுருதியை வழங்க வந்திருக்கின்ற அன்புக்கும் பெருமதிக்கும் உரிய கலாநிதி பிரகாஷ் ரா அவர்கள் ஒரு மேன்மையான விஞ்ஞானி, அதே நேரம் முன்னாள் பணிப்பாளர், இந்திய விண்வெளி ஆராய்ச்சி நிலையம். அவர்கள் இங்கு வருகை தந்திருக்கின்றார்கள். அவருடைய ஆதார சுருதி உரையினூடாக எங்களுடைய ஒவ்வொரு கண்காட்சி கூடம், போட்டிகள், அதனை விட நீங்கள் IoT இன்டர்நெட் ஆஃப் திங்ஸ் போன்ற விடயங்களை பார்த்து பயன்பெற்று நீங்களும் எதிர்காலத்திலே ஒரு விஞ்ஞானியாக வருவதற்கான ஒரு ஏற்பாடாகத்தான் நாங்கள் இன்று இந்த ஸ்பேஸ் ஃபெஸ்ட் 2025 ஆரம்பித்திருக்கின்றோம். அந்த வகையிலே வாழ்த்துறை வழங்க வந்திருக்கின்ற அன்புக்கும் பெருமதிப்புக்கும் உரிய SLIIT NorthernUni துணைவேந்தர் பேராசிரியர் வசந்தி அரசண்டம் மேடம் அவர்களை வரவேற்பதில் நாங்கள் பெருமடைகின்றோம். ஆதார சுருதி உரை வழங்க வந்திருக்கின்ற கலாநிதி பிரகாஷ் ரா, ஓய்வு நிலை முதன்மையான விஞ்ஞானி, மேனாள் பணிப்பாளர், இந்திய விண்வெளி ஆய்வு நிறுவனம், அவர்களை இருகரம் கூப்பி வரவேற்பதில் நாங்கள் பெருமடைகின்றோம். இவற்றுக்கு மேலதிகமாக இந்த விண்வெளி கருத்து பெட்டி கிட்டத்தட்ட 1.5 ஆண்டுகளுக்கு முதல் அது தொடர்பான கருத்துக்களை வழங்கி இந்த நிகழ்வை நாங்கள் இன்று சிறப்பாக ஆரம்பித்து நடாத்த இருக்கின்ற வகையிலே எங்களுக்கு பக்கபலமாக இருந்து வழிநடத்தி கொண்டிருக்கின்ற கலாநிதி சரண்யா ஜெயக்குமார் அவர்கள், பணிப்பாளர், NorthernUni இந்தியாவிலே நாங்கள் வரவேற்பதில் பெருமடைகின்றோம். இங்கு வருகை தந்திருக்கின்ற எங்களுடைய NorthernUni சிரேஷ்ட விரிவுரையாளர்கள், விரிவுரையாளர்கள், மாணவர்கள் அனைவரையும் ஒரு கணம் வரவேற்பதில் நாங்கள் பெருமையடைகின்றோம். எல்லாவற்றுக்கும் மேலதிகமாக வடமாகாணத்தில் இருக்கிற பாடசாலைகளில் இந்த வருகை தந்திருக்கின்ற அதிபர்கள், ஆசிரியர்கள், மாணவர்கள், மாணவிகளை வரவேற்பதில் மகிழ்ச்சி அடைகின்றோம். உங்கள் எல்லாரையும் இந்த SpaceFest 2025 ஊடாக நாங்கள் எதிர்காலத்திலே ஒரு புத்தாக்கம் நிறைந்த ஒரு சமூக பிரதியாக உங்களை பயணிப்பதில் SLIIT NorthernUni ஆனது எடுத்துச் செல்ல இருக்கின்றது. அந்த வகையில் இங்கே வருகை தந்த அனைவரையும் வரவேற்று என்னுடைய வரவேற்புரையை நிறைவேற்றிக் கொண்டு வருகின்றேன். நன்றி, வணக்கம்.
இந்நிகழ்வுக்கு இன்று பிரதம விருந்தினராக வந்திருக்கின்ற கலாநிதி பிரகாஷ் ராவ் அவர்களே மற்றும் இங்கு வருகை தந்திருக்கின்ற நான் நார்தர்ன் யூனிவர்சிட்டியில் ஒரு ஆளாகத்தான் கருதி கொண்டு அவரையும் சேர்த்து இங்கு உள்ள மாணவ மாணவிகள், ஆசிரியர்கள் மற்றும் நலன் விரும்பிகள் அனைவருக்கும் எனது காலை வணக்கத்தை தெரிவித்துக் கொண்டு இந்த நிகழ்வினை நாங்கள் தமிழிலே நடாத்த யோசித்ததற்கு முக்கிய காரணம் கலாநிதி பிரகாஷ் ராவ் அவர்களுக்கு தமிழ் விளங்கும் என்ற ஒரு நம்பிக்கை மற்றும் நீங்கள் பிள்ளைகளுக்கும் இங்கே இருக்கின்ற நாங்கள் பேசுகின்ற விடயங்கள் விளங்கக்கூடியதாக அமையும் என்ற ஒரு நம்பிக்கையில் தான் தமிழ் நடாத்த இருக்கிறோம். எப்படியாக இருந்தாலும் கலாநிதி பிரகாஷ் ராவ் அவர்கள் இதனை ஆங்கிலத்தில் தான் உரையாட்ட இருக்கின்றார். எப்படியாக இருந்தாலும் இந்த நிகழ்வானது எங்கள் வடமாகாணத்திலே இருக்கின்ற பிள்ளைகள் அனைவரும் இப்படிப்பட்ட சில விடயங்களை அறிந்து தங்களுடைய ஆற்றலை, அவர்களுடைய அறிவை இந்த SpaceFest மூலமாக உண்மையாக நீங்கள் விருத்தி செய்ய வேண்டும் என்ற ஒரு முக்கிய காரணத்துக்காகத்தான் இந்த நிகழ்வை நாங்கள் நடாத்துகின்றோம். ஏனென்றால் எங்களுக்கு தனிய எங்களுடைய கல்வியோட எங்களுக்கு நாங்கள் தினமும் படிக்கின்ற விடயங்களோட நின்று விடாமல் இப்படி நீங்கள் இந்த விஷயங்களும் இருக்கின்றன. பேராசிரியர் நிமலதாசன் அவர்கள் சொன்னது போல விண்வெளியும் ஒரு ஆச்சரியம், அதே போலதான் எங்களுடைய கடலும் ஒரு ஆச்சரியம். நீங்கள் வானத்திலே போனால் என்ன, நீங்கள் கடலுக்குள்ள போனால் என்ன, எங்களுக்கு இன்னும் தெரியாது. ரெண்டு இடத்திலையும் உற்சாக என்ன இருக்கிறது, என்ன நடக்கிறது என்பது. அந்த வகையிலே நாங்கள் யோசித்தோம். எங்களுடைய நார்தர்ன் யூனியில் இந்த கம்ப்யூட்டர் ஐடி சம்பந்தப்பட்ட இந்த கேட்கை நெறிகள் நடக்கும் போது உங்களுக்கு அதோடு தொடர்பானது பிசிக்ஸ், பௌதீகம். அந்த பௌதீகத்தோட தொடர்பான இந்த விண்வெளியை பற்றிய உங்களுடைய அறிவுகளை நீங்கள் கொண்டு வந்து இங்கே மற்றவர்களுக்கு காண்பிக்கும் போது உங்களுடைய அறிவும் விருத்தியடையும். வருகின்றவர்களை பார்த்து, அவர்கள் கொண்டு வருகின்ற சுவரொட்டிகளை பார்த்து உங்களுடைய அறிவையும் நீங்கள் விருத்தி செய்யக்கூடியதாக இருக்கும். எப்பவுமே நாங்கள் சொல்லுவது, நாங்கள் கல்வி கற்கும் போது மாணவர்களுக்கு நாங்கள் சொல்வது, நீங்கள் தனியாக உங்களோட டீச்சர் உங்களுக்கு சொல்லித்தாரதை படிக்காமல் பக்கத்தில் இருக்கிறவர்களோடு நீங்கள் உங்களுடைய விஷயங்களை கலந்துரையாடுவது, டிஸ்கஷன் செய்வது. நாங்கள் சொல்கிறோம், நாங்கள் இப்போ குரூப் டிஸ்கஷன் உண்டு. ஒரு 4 மாணவ மாணவிகள் சேர்ந்து உங்களுடைய விஷயங்களை நீங்கள் டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ணும்போது என்ன நடக்கும் என்றால் உங்களுடைய அறிவுகளை வளர்த்து கொள்ளக்கூடியதாக இருக்கும். நாங்கள் தனிய புத்தகத்தை படித்து எங்களுடைய அறிவை வளர்ப்பதை விட 4 பேரோட கதைத்து மற்றவர்கள் என்ன அறிவை வைத்திருக்கிறார்கள் என்று அறிவை பகிர்ந்து கொள்வது மிக முக்கியம். அந்த வகையிலே தான் பொதுவாக இந்த நீங்க கேள்விப்பட்டிருப்பீங்க, கான்ஃபரன்சஸ் நடக்குதுன்னு கேள்விப்பட்டிருப்பீங்க, ஒர்க் ஷாப்ஸ் நடக்குதுன்னு கேள்விப்பட்டிருப்பீங்க, செமினார்ஸ் நடக்குதுன்னு கேள்விப்பட்டிருக்கிறீங்க. அப்படிப்பட்ட இந்த விஷயங்களை நாங்கள் செய்வது உங்களுக்கும் நல்லது, உங்களுடன் சேர்ந்த மாணவர்களுக்கும் நல்லது. நீங்கள் இன்றைக்கு வந்து பார்த்துட்டு போய் உங்களுடைய சக மாணவ மாணவிகளுக்கும் சொல்லுவீர்கள். இது ஒரு அறிவு பெரம்பல், அறிவினை மற்றவர்களுக்கு சொல்லக்கூடியதாக இருக்கும். நீங்கள் உங்களுடைய அறிவையும் வளர்த்து கொள்ளக்கூடியதாக இருக்கும். அதை விட நீங்கள் இன்றைக்கு போய் போஸ்டர்ஸை பார்த்தீங்கன்னா, நானும் அவற்றைய போல செய்திருக்கலாம் என்று சொல்லி உங்களுக்கு இடையில ஒரு உள்ளுணர்வு ஏற்படக்கூடியதாக இருக்கும். இதுகள் தான் அந்த உந்து சக்தி. உங்களுக்கு ஏற்படக்கூடிய இந்த உந்து சக்தியை தூண்டுவதுதான் முக்கியமாக இன்றைய இந்த எங்களுடைய இந்த மொத்தமாக இந்த ஸ்பேஸ் ஃபெஸ்ட் ப்ரோக்ராமின் நோக்கம். அப்ப நீங்கள் இங்க வந்து இதை நீங்கள் அறிவை பெற்றுக்கொள்ள வேண்டும். அதை விட நீங்கள் புத்தகங்களை கேள்விப்பட்டிருப்பீங்க. முந்தி வந்து விண்வெளிக்கு அப்போலோ போனதாம், ரஷ்யா ஸ்புட்னிக் அனுப்பிச்சுதான். இது நாங்கள் பெருமைப்பட்டது எங்களுடைய அயல் நாடான இந்தியா வந்து சந்திராயனை அனுப்பியதுன்னு சொல்லி. அப்ப இந்த சந்திராயன் போகேக்ல 1, 2, 3 என்று போனது. அப்ப அதுகளில் செயற்பட்ட அதை கொண்டு நடாத்திய ஒருவரை இன்றைக்கு உங்களுக்கு கொண்டு வந்து நாங்கள் இங்கே காட்ட வேண்டும் என்று நினைத்தோம். ஏனென்றால் நீங்களும் இப்படி ஒரு சயின்டிஸ்ட், இப்படிப்பட்ட ஒரு என்ஜினியரிங் நாலேஜ் உள்ள ஒரு ஆளை நாங்கள் பார்க்கக்கூடியதாக இருக்கிறதுன்றது உங்களுக்கு வாழ்க்கையில கிடைக்காத ஒரு விஷயம். அப்ப உங்களுக்கு அந்த விஷயத்தை செயற்படுத்த வேண்டும் என்று நாங்கள் நினைத்து இந்த வகையிலே எங்களுடைய சேர்மன் மிஸ்டர் இந்திரகுமார் பத்மநாதனும் அவர் கேட்டதுக்கு நாங்கள் கலாநிதி சரண்யா ஜெயக்குமாரும் சேர்ந்து எங்களுக்கு இந்த கனவை நினைவாக்கி இருக்கிறதுக்கு நாங்கள் முதலாவது நன்றி சொல்ல வேண்டும். அப்ப திரு அப்துல் கலாம் சொன்னது போல நாங்கள் கனவு காண வேண்டும். அப்ப கனவு காண்பதற்கு அந்த கனவை நினைவாக்குறதுக்கு நாங்கள் நேற்று கேட்டோம் மிஸ்டர் பிரகாஷ் ராவோட. அவர் சொன்னார் தான் வந்து அப்துல் கலாம் வெளிக்கிற நேரத்தில் தான் அங்கே இஸ்ரோவில் ஒர்க் பண்ணன்னு சொல்லி, தான் ஜாயின் பண்ணன்னு சொல்லி. எப்படியாக இருந்தாலும் அப்படிப்பட்ட பெரியவர்களோடு இந்த பெரியவர்கள் ஒர்க் பண்ணியிருக்கிறார்கள். அவர்களை கொண்டு வந்து நாங்கள் உங்களுக்கு இங்கே காட்ட ஏற்பாட்டை செய்த சரண்யாவுக்கு முதலாவது நன்றி சொல்ல வேண்டும். அதே வேளையில உண்மையாக பிள்ளைகள் நீங்கள் பார்த்தீர்கள் என்றால் எங்களுடைய இந்த நார்தர்ன் யூனியில ஒரு 52 பேர் தான் வேலை செய்கிறோம். இந்த 52 பேரும் சேர்ந்து இன்றைக்கு உங்கள ஆயிரக்கணக்கானவர்களை இங்க கொண்டு வந்து இதை கொண்டு நடத்த வேண்டும் என்று நாங்கள் யோசித்து எல்லோரும், நான் நினைக்கின்றேன் இந்த ஒற்றுமை ஒத்துழைப்பு ஒன்றாக செயற்படுவது என்பதற்கு இன்றைக்கு நார்தர்ன் யூனி ஒரு உதாரணமாக செயற்படுகின்றது. அந்த வகையிலே நான் இங்கே இருக்கின்ற சகலருக்கும் நன்றி கூடி, துறை தலைவர், பீடாதிபதி, மற்றது இதை உண்மையாக எடுத்து நடத்துகின்ற திரு சிந்துஜன் அவர்கள் மற்றும் அவருக்கு உதவி செய்த மார்க்கெட்டிங் டீம் எல்லாருக்கும் எனது நன்றியை இதில் சொல்லிக் கொள்ள விரும்புகிறேன். என்றால் இப்படிப்பட்ட உண்மையாக ஒரு செயற்பாட்டை செய்ய வேண்டும் என்று நாங்கள் நினைத்தால் ஆயிரக்கணக்கில் ஆக்க தேவையில்லை. 10 பேர் 20 பேரை காணும் என்பதற்கு இது ஒரு சிறந்த உதாரணம். நீங்களும் உங்களோட மனதிலே என்னன்னு சொல்லணும், தன்னம்பிக்கையை நீங்கள் ஏற்படுத்த வேண்டும். எங்களுக்கும் இதை ஏலும் என்றதை நீங்கள் உண்டாக்க வேண்டும். அந்த வகையிலே நீங்கள் இன்றைக்கு இதை வந்தது, இங்கு கண்டது, இவற்றை போய் உங்களுடைய மாணவ மாணவிகளுக்கு சொல்ல வேண்டும். இந்த நார்தர்ன் யூனியில வந்து நாங்கள் பலவிதமான கற்க நெறிகளை நடத்தி கொண்டிருக்கின்றோம். பல்கலைக்கழகத்திற்கு செல்ல முடியாத மாணவர்கள் இங்கு வந்து கல்வியும் கற்கலாம் என்றதையும் கூறிக்கொண்டு உங்கள் எல்லோருக்கும் எனது வாழ்த்துக்களை கூறி இங்கு வருகை தந்திருக்கின்ற கலாநிதி பிரகாஷ் ராவ் அவர்களுக்கு என்னுடைய நன்றிகளை தெரிவித்து சரண்யா அவர்களுக்கும் நன்றியை கூறி விடைபெறுகின்றேன். நன்றி.
நம்மளை யாருமே மதிக்க மாட்டாங்க. நான் இப்பயும் சொல்றேன், எங்க அப்பா படிக்கல, ஆனா பெரிய பிசினஸ்மேன். எப்படி ஆனாரு? நிறைய நிறைய அவமானங்களை சந்திச்சு வந்தாரு. உங்களுக்கு அவமானமே வேண்டாம், நான் ஈஸியா சக்சஸ்ஃபுல்லா ஆயிடணும்னா தயவு செஞ்சு படிச்சிருங்க. படிப்பு தான் உங்களை காப்பாற்றும், உங்கள் தலைமுறையை காப்பாற்றும். எனக்கு பேசுறதுக்கு இந்த வாய்ப்பை கொடுத்த நார்தர்ன் யூனி டீமுக்கு ரொம்ப 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 நன்றி. நன்றி, வணக்கம்.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Saranya madam has not taught you well. Good morning.
Good morning.
Slightly okay. Okay, I'm really happy to be here at SLIIT NorthernUni Jaffna. How many of you know Arthur C. Clarke? Please raise hands. Don't hesitate. Who don't know Arthur C. Clarke? Both sides no hands up, huh? Doesn't matter. Anyway, you all should be proud that he is a great science fiction writer. Fiction means he conceptualizes. He writes in 1945. He has written a theory that 3 satellites at different parts of the globe, means 36,000 kilometers away from Earth, at 3 spots, 120 degree each. You can visualize, no? All of you know mathematics, right? 120 degrees. So if 3 satellites are there, you can cover the entire globe for communications. This is a scientific paper he has published in 1945 in Wireless World, a magazine. 19 years later, Boeing USA, that time it was called Hughes Aerospace System, they made a satellite called Syncom-2, which has the first communication. And from there only, today if you are seeing Olympics on your TV, or if you are able to talk to somebody who is there somewhere other country, or any communications that you are able to do, all your internet, all these things, the backbone is communication satellites. They are all based on the scientific paper he has written in 1945 and a satellite made in 1964. Okay, now what does it have to do with the Jaffna? You all should be proud that towards the end of his life, last 30 years of his life, he decided to stay in Sri Lanka. Okay, he stayed here in Sri Lanka, though he is a British scientist. He has decided to stay in Sri Lanka, and he stayed here because he likes scuba diving also. So he did a lot of adventures in that particular area, and he developed a lot of adventure sports thing also. So be proud that you belong to a country where Arthur C. Clarke has decided to stay, and it has a deep connection with space. Today all space communications are enabled due to the paper written by him in 1945, 80 years back. Okay, so I am very happy to be here in Sri Lanka, where for space people Arthur C. Clarke is like a god. Okay, so I am very happy to be here with you. And we have, Sri Lanka and India have a bond of over 2,500 years. Okay, so this is the bond India and Sri Lanka share, both religious, cultural, literary, all kinds of. Yesterday I was telling Sharanya madam, I went to temple and I find absolutely no difference between, say, Tamil Nadu and Jaffna. Okay, so there is a very good, strong cultural bond is there between two of our countries. And I am happy to be seeing with so many students. No? I always feel my address is only to students. Teachers and all, okay, they will be there. But my address is to you, because that's why you have to respond, okay? I am not a great speaker like Sharanya madam, okay? After listening to her and Vasanthi madam, I felt that I should learn Tamil, such a sweet language, okay? The way they speak, you get so much of interest, no? So very, very nice. And I like to connect with you, and please be smiling, okay? Nothing will be lost by smiling. Yeah, you have a very good smile. Very nice. Keep it up, okay? So, and madam is, yesterday actually I corrected my slide. Yesterday's my slide I wrote who is a mini celebrity in Chennai. But yesterday when we went to temple, so many people are coming to her and taking selfies with her. Then I understood that she is a celebrity in Sri Lanka also, okay? So because she is so popular on her Facebook, most of you must have seen, okay? And after listening to her, listening to me is like a very, very dangerous. I mean, not, you don't like it, I know that, but what to do? Madam has given me some time, I will go up to 10:30. Luckily, I thank whoever has kept the watch backside, because I cannot see the watch. Okay, so if I exceed my time, it's not my fault. Somebody has to tell me, sir, 10:30, then I will stop. If you are not telling, it's not my problem, okay? It's your problem. I may go 11:30, 12:30, 1:30, until your hunger, all of you have posters to exhibit. You have made some experiments, correct, no? You have come from different districts of Sri Lanka, that's what I understand. So all of you come from different places. So if you want to show your exhibits to me or all the guests, you have to tell me at 10:30. If you don't tell, it's not my fault, okay? Yes, the girl over there. Yeah, yes, you have to remind me. Will you remind? Yeah, like this. Yeah, you tell. Will you remind me? 10:30? No? Good, very good. You are my friend. Okay. Don't tell. 10:30, that the clock is running very slow, very fast. Okay? You see, in 10 minutes it will run 1 hour. So don't believe that clock. And Professor B. Nimaltasan sir, he is a very, very nice person. Yesterday we had an interaction. He is a very, very thorough gentleman, and I liked the interaction we had with you and your HR team and all that. Very nice people are here. And madam, I must mention you, I was asking her, has she come from US or excellent MC skills you have got, and your voice modulation is fantastic. Thank you, madam. And the girl who has done the dance performance, excellent. I think she is sitting somewhere behind. It was a very wonderful performance. Professor Vasanthi Arasratna Madam, Vice Chancellor of Northern Uni. No one thinks if she goes outside that she is Vice Chancellor, okay? She is just one amongst two, correct? She is the next door, like that kind of thing, and a very, very simple lady and highly accomplished. Yesterday we were discussing, she was not just here, before that she was in Jaffna University also. So she has done wonderful work there. I am very happy to be associated with all the faculty. I can see the interest level that the faculty and the other administrative staff you are having here. And most importantly, Dr. Srimati Kesan, whatever space kids they told and showcased that picture there, no, of the Kuti satellite. So all that is done by Dr. Srimati Kesan. She is trying to spread the space education among the whole. Earlier she has done Ajadi Sat with India. Now she has taken a mission, Shakti Sat, where around 100 countries, each country at least 10 people like that, or 100 people. So around 10,000 girl children she is trying to get from all over the world. This mission Shakti Sat, it is a probe going around the moon. So Dr. Srimati Kesan, I am the principal reason. For me, my being here, she is the force behind. So I would like to thank her also. And my dear Sri Lankan brothers and sisters, my dear, I am one among you, okay? Though here something and all, don't worry. I am as young as you are, okay? So let us have some good interaction. See, I will be telling about some title they have given, but later Sharanya Madam told me, I guess the title given was Opportunities for Small Countries, like that. But then I felt for kids it doesn't matter. It is for, if you want faculty, we can have a separate discussion. But this is mainly for the students, because you are the majority. In democracy, majority only is the law. Okay? So I will address the majority. So this is how our Indian space program began. I will not read all that, but the essence is, finally it should help common man. Whatever you do, it should help a person on the street, or an auto rickshaw driver, or anybody. So whoever are very simple, unprivileged, underprivileged, those people should get benefited by whatever science and technology that we try to do. With that vision, Dr. Vikram Sarabhai started Indian Space Program. How many of you know Rudyard Kipling? You definitely will not know. But Jungle Book, any of you have seen? Jungle Book comic serial, where there is a Jungle Book, raise the hands. Yeah, she has seen, yes. Jungle Book. So he told one poem, I keep 6 honest serving men, they taught me all I knew. They are what and where and when and how and who and where, like that. So what it says is, if you want to understand any subject, you have to ask these fundamental 6 questions. If you ask these 6 questions, you will know more about more. So what I am trying to tell you in the next few slides is, these questions I will try to answer at a very, very simple level. At your level, I will try to answer. Okay? So that is what. So first is, what is space? What is space? Space is, okay, there are space itself. If you go and type in Google, there are different dimensions, definitions. If you talk in terms of physics, space definition is different. If you talk in terms of astronomy, its definition could be different. Philosophy, the space could be different. Between husband and wife, they will tell, give me some space, correct? So that space is different. But finally, space is universal. It has no borders. Like Sri Lanka, and here we have drawn a border. We say this is India, this is Sri Lanka, okay, this is this district, this is the borders. Space has no borders. It belongs to all mankind. All, not even mankind, all whole universe. No, it's everybody's. Space is everybody's. There are no borders in space, and it is anant. We call infinite. You might have heard infinity. There are no. As you see, more and more it expands. That is space. But for sake of technology purpose, we defined, our scientists have defined, that anything above 100 kilometers, that is called a Karman line. Anything above 100 kilometers from Earth's surface, not moon or somewhere else, from Earth's surface, anything above 100 kilometers is called space. Okay? At the same time, if you put an object above 100 kilometers, it will come very fast back, because the Earth has the gravitational pull. So it will pull it back. Okay? It will come back. But if you go, say, something like 400 kilometers and above, okay, then for it to come back, it takes some time. You go higher and higher, it takes more and more time to come. Okay, that's a different thing. So that is what space is all about. And then only some useful work can be done. If it just goes and comes back, what is the use? Useful work, if you have to do, you have to cross certain height. So typically, practically, technology purpose, 400 kilometers, there are some issues. Atomic oxygen, one particular ingredient is there, which will spoil the satellite solar panels. So above that, around 500 kilometers like that, useful work can be done. But space, for definition purpose, people are going now, space tourism you would have got. If you have crossed, US says 80 kilometers, rest of the world says 100 kilometers. So US always, they have their own, no? We all tell kgs, they will tell pounds. We all tell kilometers, they will tell miles. Anybody knows that kilometer is very good convention, no, to represent. It is our Indian system, this one, decimal system. But they follow their own system. So that's why space also they define their own way. But rest of the world feels 100 kilometers above space. Then why space? I told you, I keep saying on it. The most important question of what, why, where, and all this, why. Anywhere you have to question why, like that. Don't go and tell in your house. Your mother tells you don't tell lies. If you ask why, she will slap you, okay? So it is for scientific pursuit. You want to learn a subject, please ask this question, why? Why this has to be done, okay? To learn, not to defiance sense, but you have to learn. So why space, I will tell. See, you are all at some height. I am there at 1 feet higher, correct? You assume I am a political leader, okay? Like Narendra Modi, I have to address, then lakhs of people will come to listen to me, okay, in my dreams. Actually only this much, okay? So they here, if you want to go to higher heights, why you, that time stage will it be this height? If you see political meeting, the stage will be this much height. Why? Because I want to see the last person. So as you go higher and higher, you can see more and more people. Okay, that is the advantage. Why some floods and all, if they happen, the leaders, they will come in helicopter. They come in helicopter and try to see. Because from helicopter, you are able to see a larger picture. But still, what you can see if you go in helicopter here, maybe Jaffna I can see. If I want to see entire Sri Lanka, I have to go little higher. Aircraft time I have to go 10 kilometers higher. Like that, if you want to go higher and higher, I want to see the whole world. Then I have to go much, much higher. That is where the spacecraft orbits come into picture. 400 kilometers, 500 kilometers, all that. That is for lower orbit. But what Arthur C. Clarke told is 36,000 kilometers I told. If you go, you can see 1/3 of the globe. On the back side you cannot see. Even if you think a big sphere, if you go up, you can see 1/3 of it. Other three, you need, that's why 3 satellites are required. One here, one here, one here. So that whole globe is covered. That is at 36,000. What is special about 36,000 kilometers? Because Earth, you know, is rotating. Okay? Then satellite also is rotating. Then only it can be stable. Otherwise it cannot be stable. The Earth's rotation rate, the speed at which Earth is rotating, satellite also is rotating same. See, I will turn this much, you also turn this much, then always you are seeing same place. That happens only at 36,000 kilometers. Anywhere lower if you do, I will turn this much, satellite turns only 1/4 of what I have done. Then what happens? Today I will see Sri Lanka, tomorrow I will see India, day after tomorrow I will see some other thing. So like that. But every day 14 times it is, okay, I will not go too much into that. But basically the advantage of going to height is you are able to see more. Okay, that is the advantage. Second is obstacle free. See, when I want to see this, photographers are obstructing my view, correct? But if my stage is at this side, they cannot. That's why today marriage is, I don't know in here you do or not. Drones have come. Drones will take the pictures, correct? So that way, that obstacle is not there. So as you go higher, you are able to see without any obstacles. Then floods. When floods happen, recently Kerala, you know, landslide was there, where people, even soldiers with all the training, it took 4 days for them to go to a place where landslide occurred. But you want to know what damage happened, what happened, how you can do that. So you should not have any obstacles. For that, they have taken from height when you take from satellite, that images. And the most important, beautiful part is we are all interested what happens in our neighbors' house. Our house anyway, but we want to know what is happening in neighbors' house. So for India, Pakistan is a very good friend. China is a very good friend for us. So we want to know what they are doing. Okay. So how do you do that? Earlier means James Bond used to go, if he gets caught, he is dead. Okay. But now no need for James Bond. Send one satellite up, it will be seeing all over the world. Sitting in Delhi or sitting in Colombo, the Prime Minister of Sri Lanka or President of Sri Lanka can know what is happening elsewhere. Okay. That is the advantage, no borders. Space you can see and it belongs to everybody. So that is another advantage. And repetitivity, if I want to, even if I have numbers of helicopters, if I have to go and see whole of Sri Lanka, how much time it takes? How many sorties you have to make? And after some time your fuel is over. Again it has to come back, fill again. Drone, if you send a battery, will be dead after a few hours. Correct? Again you have to change a battery. These issues are not there for spacecraft. That's why we go to higher heights. But the disadvantage also is there. As I am going higher, 1 lakh people attend. Prime Minister, what he can see, like ants only people are visible. If you go into the aircraft, as it is going higher and higher, a big lake will become a small dot as you are going higher. So then how do you see? That's where telescopes are there. What for telescope is there? Galileo has seen here and he has seen far into the universe. Correct? So there the instruments, the technology. That's where the technology comes into picture. That's why the satellites becomes more and more, because from 500 kilometers, when you see on the ground, a 10-kilometer object may appear like 1 centimeter. So how do you do that? So to see that, you need a very, very powerful lenses and optical systems and electronics to capture the data and process. So same way if it is for communication, whatever I speak, you have put an amplifier here. That's why you are able to hear at the top, at distance. But like this, the signal also, for 36,000 kilometers, if you send a signal, Olympics say video you have taken, you have sent, that signal becomes very, very weak when it goes to 36,000 kilometers. From there you want to relay, so then it becomes very poor. So that is the problem. So these are all the things, and environmental I will not touch too much. So then there are other applications. One is space is for communications. One is direct to home meter, DTH satellites, no? Directly they will do, or broadcast, means like Olympics. They are playing, they are being a beam to everybody. So that Olympics, the broadcast, one place, it is going to everywhere. Otherwise, two-way communication. I can talk to you, you can talk to me, like in telephone. So that is also there. So all these things are there in communications. Then remote sensing. Pictures you can take, like you have done communication. You can take video of or pictures of the Earth. That helps you in knowing the resources. We find from satellites where fish is more, because fish will go, anybody will go wherever there is food. Why Bangladesh has so much population density? Because there is a lot of food at some particular place. That's all. That's how fish also will go to place where there is a good algae. To eat it, it will go. From space, we will find out where algae is there and tell fishermen that here you go, you will get better catch of fish, like that. Like that, different resources on the earth can be given by remote sensing. Then other applications, I don't know in here, Jaffna, how much you use, but maps, Google Maps application is there. Anywhere if you want to go from one place to the other, this maps is another important application. Navigation, then meteorology and disaster warning, space science, that is where Chandrayaan and all these things are there, and planetary exploration. We want to, man is curious by nature to understand what is happening elsewhere. No? So the planets exploration in other planets, that's why Mars people are exploring, Moon people are exploring, all those things. So when we take space system, we are having three things, like Madam has nicely told. There is a rocket which takes you to the required height, and there is actual satellite which is going to that height, and there is a ground segment. We have to receive the data on the ground, and that is where to control the satellite you need grounds, and to receive the data, whatever house you have DTH antenna. So that is also part of the ground segment. So what makes space systems difficult? Why they all, you would have heard, it is not rocket science, people tell. Why it is called a rocket science? Means because in ground, any of your car or motorbike or whatever, scooter if you have, every now and then you can go to, or even simple bicycle. Can you run your bicycle without going to mechanic for 1 year? You cannot. In between something, you have to go put some lubricant, some oil will be put in your, otherwise sound will come. But space system, a satellite once launched, it has to work for 15 years without being attended to. For 15 years, it has to work. And every branch of engineering, you collect all the engineering colleges in India or Sri Lanka, take all the disciplines, all branches, electrical, electronics, mechanical, you name any branch, all of them you combine, all those disciplines are placed in space systems. And low volume production. How many Chandrayaans are made? Just one. See, when you take a cell phone, you are producing them in hundreds or thousands. But Chandrayaan, if you take one, There is something called James Webb Space Telescope, which took 40 years to build. 40 years to build one, and the cost is 1 lakh crores. That is Indian rupees. So if you take Sri Lankan rupees, 5 lakh crores is the cost of one James Webb Space Telescope. That tells you about the complexity. In 40 countries, 22 nations, 40 years. So that is the type of complexity. And all this has to fit in the rocket. Within that size only it has to fit. Volume, mass, power, how much you can. You know, a very powerful spacecraft, how much it will consume if it is remote sensing? It is less than your geyser. Whatever geyser you have in your bathroom, the whole spacecraft, which completely beams the, takes the pictures of this, that will be one geyser, half of the geyser's power. So that kind of technology is what we are doing. And environment is another important aspect, where you should know where the system is working. So accordingly we have to do it. I will not explain, but you all know the image that comes, the moment you think of spaces, people will be floating in space station like this, and also there is no gravity. Then there is vacuum, the temperature. Solar panels you see outside generating power. When they see the sun directly, they go to plus 100 degrees centigrade, and it goes to other side, and like eclipse, satellite gets eclipse. When it goes to eclipse, you are having minus 100 degrees centigrade. Okay, so plus 100 and minus 100 degrees centigrade. Same satellite will be seeing 14 cycles every day. So every day 14 times it is seeing plus 100 and minus 100 degrees temperature. So that is the type of things which it has to be designed for. And orbits, I already told. And another important is when we make satellite systems, we try to make it zero defect. That means absolutely there should not be any problem in the systems. So that is what we try to make it. Okay. So otherwise the systems cannot work for 15 years uninterrupted. So for that we have got various disciplines called reliability and quality assurance. I will not explain, but all these things are parts. Every single part that goes into spacecraft has to be tested, has to be screened. We call something called the screening. And then is reliability engineering, test and evaluation, software. There is so much of software in the satellite, so that software has to be assured. Then problems we face as we do. So that is another thing. Safety is another important thing, because in satellites we are having propellants or fuels which are very, very dangerous. If you touch them, then gone. Okay, and they explode. Cryogenic fuels and all, if they explode, the whole thing will burn. Okay, complete launch station will burn. So that is the type of energy that these fuels are having. So safety is another very, very important idea. And this, I think, we do various analysis. This is not required for this. Another important part is you are all, whatever you do, you have to document. You have to write about it. Okay, you have to write what you are doing, so that if you want to do, once we were having, then one person told me, Prakash, the only thing left on the ground when spacecraft goes into orbit is the document. If you want to know satellite has gone there, you want to know how we have built it, how you can make it. It is only based on the documents. And another important aspect is being honest and truthful. This is not only for space systems, for our own human systems also. You have to be always honest and truthful to yourselves, your parents, your teachers, your friends. You have to be truthful. Okay, that is very important. Suppose I am making a system for, say, Gaganyaan. You would have heard, a human space mission, where human beings are going into space. It is our responsibility to bring them back safely. Recently, our responsibility to bring them back safely. You assume I am carrying one package which has to fly in this system, and while going, I dropped it. I am alone. I am carrying a package. I just dropped it. And later I will lift and go and connect and test it is working. Now I should tell that I have dropped or not. If I tell, VC madam will dismiss me. Okay? If I don't tell, there is a problem. Because I know that today it is working, but afterwards, actual launch, when vehicle is going and so much shaking and all is there, something may break. And in the return, that astronaut is not able to come back safely. So because of me, some whole country's prestige is at stake and people are going to die. So should I report or not? That is where the honesty comes into picture. You should go and honestly tell that, sir, I made a mistake, madam, I made a mistake, next time I will not repeat it. But please excuse me, but I want to report it. Then they will know how to ensure that the system is gone or not. Okay, this reminds me of Dr. Kasturirangan. He was our chairman. We were making some presentation to him. Okay, so at that time he told some mistake was there in PowerPoint. No, first some spelling mistake. He told no, this is not correct. Okay, oh sorry sir, there was typo error. Then after 2-3 slides, one more error. Then he was little unrest. Third or fourth, then he again one mistake was there. What is this, Prakash? So many mistakes in your presentation. Immediately, sir, what to do to at least human being? No, so we do it. That is okay, but you need not prove to me again and again that you are a human being. Okay. So that's why, just because to be honest doesn't mean every time you drop the package. Okay. So that we should not be doing. So that's okay, but it is important that we are truthful to ourselves. Okay. Our parents, our teachers. Tomorrow if you join a company, your boss, everywhere you have to be truthful. Immediately you may get some little this one, but over long run it will help you. That much I can tell you with all my experience with which all this hair is lost. Okay. So I think not because you are all kids, skip, but it's important that your work is reviewed by others. And this I was telling, James Webb Space Telescope, which took so much time to build and all that. Okay. And another important thing is when you do as a teamwork. I will not tell too much about space because you will get okay. But it is important to do it in a team spirit. Whatever you do, you should enjoy if your friend got a prize. Suppose today there is a contest. Somebody gets the best poster award. You should be happy as though you have got. It's easy to say, but because you have, once you go home, your parents will ask, what happened, you got prize or not, like that. So that is different. But you should be able to, we can, and you should never think that it is not possible. If human being thought that something is not possible, Vasco da Gama would not have discovered America, or Columbus would not have discovered America, Vasco da Gama would not have discovered India, like that. So that spirit should be there that we can do it and celebrate each other's success. Whoever succeeds, it doesn't matter. Like a team, we should work and rise to the occasion and should not worry about failures. So that's right. And openness, receptiveness, new ideas. And with all that, Isaac Newton has said, what we know is a drop, and what we don't know is a motion. See, Newton is supposed to be one of the, at least for me, I feel, he is the greatest scientist on the earth, I feel. And he says that what we know is a drop and what we don't. Anyway, you are surrounded all around by ocean only. So we should never be too much proud about ourselves, or we need not have misplaced ego about ourselves. Whatever we may have done, it is very, very small in the universe which is waiting to be discovered. So this humbleness also is very, very important. So I will just tell Chandrayaan. Everybody knew Chandrayaan 1 was there, which India has gone in the, we have gone first time, one of the missions from Chandrayaan, Mangalyaan, and we were successful. In the Chandrayaan 2 also, people talk about landing, there was some setback, but that is not the thing. Chandrayaan 2 has, still there is an orbiter, even today it is there, it will going around the moon. In the world, in the visible spectrum, that is the best camera in the world. Even today, if America needs a picture of moon, if China needs a picture, forget about America. China needs a picture of moon, they approach India. Because we have got the best camera in the world in Chandrayaan 2. So people talk only because failure only will be highlighted. Okay. But we are having the orbiter which is successfully working, and we are having the best camera one. So that is Chandrayaan 2 was there. This photograph I will show you, which is from a not Chandrayaan time, but you can see the person in red because Dr. Somnath, who was previously ISRO chairman. At that time, of course, he was a younger person like me. Okay. So he was there. So after one launch vehicle failure, you can see the gloom in everybody's face. Just now, Madam was mentioning, no? The people have the SSLV when it failed. So that is natural, because when somebody pinches, no, you will, of course, you will cry. That's okay. But it should not be there forever. Okay. So that is there. All kids, it's very important for you. Forget what hurt you, but never forget what it taught you. Okay. So from the failure, you have to learn the lesson. Okay. So you should never get depressed. Depression is the worst enemy of kids. Okay. You should not worry at all about failure. Failure will happen to only those who are trying to do something. If I do nothing and sit in the home, I will never fail, no? Only when you try, you can try. You try to climb stairs, then you can fall. A baby who doesn't climb, only it feeds, all the mom gives feed, eat and sleep, she will never fall, she or he, whatever. Okay, so that is not the thing. But you have to forget all that, have the courage to learn from the failure, how to make it successful. That's what you have to see. So Chandrayaan 2, afterwards, people did not lose their heart. Okay, on 1 day, 2 days, the disappointment will be there. But then we understood what happened, plan A, plan B, all those things were worked out. Chandrayaan 3 was successful. And these are the celebrations. See the gloomy faces, and whole of India has celebrated when Chandrayaan 3 succeeded. So had they just given up that, okay, I failed and stopped at that, then this movement will not come. Okay? So never allow your one failure to dictate your next step. Learn from the failure and try to go. Okay? This is what I would like to tell. Simple technology is one part, but life lessons are another important. There is another poem, it is in 1900, I think. Voice of spirit, voice of will, voice of muscle, brain and power, fit to cope with anything. These are wanted every hour. Already girls are angrily looking at me. Okay, this was written in 1900, not by me. Okay, so but it equally applies to the boys. I will once again, girls. So voice of spirit, voice of will, voice of muscle, brain and power, fit to cope with anything. This is very, very important. You should be able to take various stresses that come in your way. Fit to cope with anything. One day it will be pleasure, one day it will be pain. Both of them you should take equally. These are wanted every hour. That is what is needed for the country. Okay. So all of you have to develop this spirit, then it will be there. And one more important aspect is, though we have come a long way, okay, through space journey we have come, but still space will not forgive you if you make mistakes. Okay, not only space, life also will not forgive, and just in a lighter sense, even wife also will not forgive if you make mistakes. Okay, so mistakes should not be there. That is how we have to do. So here I will tell. You may be wondering. This is some poem. Actually, first our newly ISRO people have joined. At that time, I wanted to make presentation to our new induction program we call. So that time I thought how to start my presentation. I got something of failure mode effects analysis by schematics. Then I was thinking how to end my presentation. That time my son was singing in bathroom, "Oh mummy, please give me some vegetable soup to make me grow strong from head to my toe. C for carrot, B for beetroot, T for tomato, to make me grow strong from head to my toe. P for peas, B for beans, P for potato, to cook them all together and make me some soup. Make it yummy, make it tasty, make it delicious too. I will drink it up all to the very last drop." I can see some smiles. Kids are happy. At least, okay, something is there. Okay. And I named it quality rhyme. By this time, I am 200% sure that you have drawn a conclusion. This man not only outside, inside also nothing is there. Oh, madam told that. Madam told that, oh, Periya, this one, I all feel nothing. Mud only is there, okay? That's what you have concluded. So he is calling some nursery rhyme, calling it a quality rhyme. Okay, what is this? If you think, no problem, you can elevate your thinking little, you will understand also. There is a customer here. There is a customer, no? Everything you do is for somebody, you know. If you go to a shop and buy something, it is for we are the customer and shopkeeper is the seller. Here the customer is the boy who is singing this rhyme. And the supplier is the mummy. There is a product. It could be motorbike or car. Here it is vegetable soup. And it has functional specifications. If you buy a car, there are some specifications. Satellite if you make, there are specifications. If it is for observation, we call something resolution. On ground, how much distance you can see. 1 centimeter, 2 centimeters, 100 centimeters, like that. You know, some of the pictures that we take on the runway in the airport, whatever numbers are written, that you can read from satellite pictures. Satellite which is at 900 kilometers will take a picture on the ground and you can read the numbers written, car number plates you can read. Okay, so that is the type of instruments that are there. So there are the specifications. What are the specifications? Yummy, tasty and delicious. These are the functional specifications. And we also call, because we want it to work for 15 years, any component you cannot use. There is something called declared preferred parts list. Only those we can use. So here, beetroot, carrot, brinjal can you bring and do, lady's finger can you do? You cannot put that. Because customer has not specified. It is not in the preferred parts list. Same way declared materials, mechanical materials, there is a declared list. That only. The process is defined. Cook them all together. You cannot cook separately. Process is defined. So there are some norms by which the product has to be built. And why you are doing all this? Finally, that is most important in your life. Whatever you are doing, you should know why I am doing. Mission goal. That is what we call as, it's like you are making NorthernUni set. What for you are making? Not that it will image the whole world. This is to teach the children and to create interest in them about the satellite program or space program. That is the mission goal here. Same thing ISRO cannot tell. ISRO cannot spend 1,000 crores for our 4 satellites. I did each is 1,000 crores. For 1,000 crores you cannot spend to educate some children. Okay, it is good, but not for space alone. That is for all education you can spend. So the goal should be clear. So the mission goal. What is the mission goal here? To make me grow strong from my head to my toe, from head to the toe. So that is what it has to become. And most important specifications, my friend, is I link it up all to the very last drop. So theoretically, the life, even Hero Honda is to advertisement, you have to tell, fill it, shut it, forget it. You can forget till petrol is there in that, or diesel is there in a vehicle. Okay, so fill it, shut it, forget it. So here theoretically, the life of a spacecraft is decided by the amount of fuel in this. So how much you can maneuver the spacecraft, because it has to look at Earth. How to make it look at Earth? By spending fuel only you can make it look, theoretically. So it should not fail before the fuel is over, because some electronic system failed, or because some software did not work, or because some structural system broke, or because some propellant tank which is having developed a leak. So for this we have to do all the disciplines of engineering, we have to work together and make the product work to its specification till 15 years. That is what I started telling, that unattended operation for a very long time. So that is the goal of the satellites. And launch vehicle, it is only 20 minutes. It takes up for 20 minutes. But the problem there is testability. You cannot test a launch vehicle before. A car, when you are taking delivery from showroom, at the site it is tested. But launch vehicle, when is the test? On the day of launch only you can test. So many separation systems are there. Each of them like a explosive, no? It will just like a matchstick. Can you test a matchstick before it is packed in a matchbox? You try to light it, over, that stick's job is over. Whereas liquid engines are different. They are like cigarette lighters. Okay, wrong example for children, but okay. But you can light it, test once and again seal it, you can use it for this. So launch vehicle problem is that the whole system is tested only on the day of launch. That's why it becomes very, very complex. That's why they call rocket science. Okay. So these are all the systems which we have to do. For that, utmost discipline, dedication, devotion to our duty, and a bit of patriotism, because we are doing it for our country, so we should never fail our country, our family, our teacher, our school, or your parents. We should never fail them. Okay. At the same time, you need not unnecessarily take stress also. You have to put your efforts, and the results you leave it to God or whatever you believe in. Okay, that's up to you. So thank you, and once again I would like to thank Madam. Thank you, Madam, and thank you, Dr. Sharmila. Thank you. You want 1 or 2 questions? I think that's why I stopped 3-4 minutes before. Generally, there will not be any question at the end of my presentation, but still. Anybody wants to know anything about space?
Can I ask in Tamil?
Yeah, you can ask. 3-4 minutes. See, 3 minutes time is there. You are not looking at clock, but I am looking. So another important is being disciplined, being on time, completing on time, starting on time. They are very, very important. You ask in Tamil, I will understand. What I understood, I will answer. Okay, fine. Not only here, engineering colleges, even by the Nobel, anybody will ask me a question. Okay, maybe they are afraid. Thank you. understood something at least 10%.
So they will explain, they will have a translated version of your speech.
Both are equally good.
Thank you, ma'am. Will be held in this building in the second, third and fourth floor, and the poster presentations will be in the Northern Uni Campus 2, which is near to the dam row. VR session exhibition எல்லாம் வந்து இதே பில்டிங்ல செகண்ட், தேர்ட், ஃபோர்த் ஃப்ளோர்ல நடக்கும். போஸ்டர் பிரசன்டேஷன்ஸ் வந்து Northern Uni Campus 2 dam row பக்கத்துல இருக்கு. உங்களுக்கு ஆல்ரெடி லொகேஷன்ஸ் எல்லாம் ஷேர் பண்ணியிருப்பாங்க, அதுல நடக்கும். அதை விட வந்து ஃபுட் ஸ்டால்ஸ் வந்து பார்க்கிங் ஏரியால போட்டிருக்கோம். அம்மாஜி ஃபுட் ஸ்டால்ஸ், நீங்க உங்களுக்கு தேவையான ஷார்ட்ஸ் எல்லாத்தையும் வந்து அங்க இருந்து எடுத்துக்கொள்ளலாம்.
Percentage proven practically. You can see the video clips here. I produced the hydrogen and oxygen gas by the process electrolysis to the one solution. So what I will use? I use the KO solution due to the ionic. Yes.
You're from which class? Rachel.
இது வந்து நான் என்னத்துக்காக செய்யறதுன்னா வாய் பேச முடியாதுக்கா செய்யறது. இந்த ப்ரொஜெக்ட் யூஸ் செய்யறதுனால அழகாக படிய உங்களுக்கு இந்த கேப்பை போட்டு இந்த சுவிட்ச் வந்து மோர சுவிட்ச் வந்து மோரமே கூட ரெட் க்ரீன் லைட் போக்குவரத்து செய்யப்படுறேன். பக்கத்தில் இருக்க பர்சன்